Hey, what's going on everybody? Majin Khan here. In this video, I'm going to discuss my top 6 most competitive Pokemon that I've used for competitive playing online. And all these Pokemon were EV trained from Pokemon Y version. Now the reason why this is all from Y version is because that's when I started learning how EVs worked, how natures are important, how certain abilities are important. So the reason why I'm using Y version is because that's pretty much when I started learning how to competitive play. And the team I'm about to show you is not the best team. It's probably not even the most balanced team. They're just my top 6 that I've used in competitive playing that got me the most victories. So this is how I did this. I caught a total of 18 Pokemon that I wanted to competitive and EV train. And out of those 18, what I do is I basically kind of chose the most 6 that gave me the most victories and did the most work in battle. Now, keep in mind, this 6 Pokemon right here that you're about to see, this is not necessarily a team. This is not necessarily a team that I would use against someone in a 1v1 battle. Even though I have used it before, I wouldn't even recommend it to myself simply because I don't feel like this team that I'm about to show you is very balanced. I would even say that the team is not even all the way up to level 100. They're all level 60 and maybe 70 here and there. Again, this is not a very balanced team. These are just Pokemon that gave me the most victories during 3-on-3 or 6-on-6 battling online in Pokemon Y and X. So let's go ahead and get into some of this right now. So the first Pokemon that I have right now is Toros. Toros gave me a lot of really balanced out victories. He's a normal type, strictly normal, so he doesn't have too many weaknesses. He had good attack and decent speed, I would say. And his ability is what really gave him the edge over most battles. So Toros for me was a great Pokemon to have on my team. You know, you don't have to worry about evolving him, so his stats are pretty much gonna stay the same. I mean, they don't raise, that's actually a bad thing, but you know, you don't have to worry about evolving him at a certain time, so he stays the same throughout. So Toros was strictly for balance for me, and I really loved him on my team. Next on my team is Tentacruel. Before I get into this, I want to say that Tentacruel is a very underrated Pokemon. I don't think Tentacruel gets the credit that it deserves because Tentacruel is actually really good. His type is good, water poison, which can cover a lot of great attacks. Also, he just has really good special attack power. I don't understand why many people don't really use Tentacruel a lot, because for a water Pokemon, he's extremely great to use. And the reason I like Tentacruel so much is because he can learn a great deal of power poison attacks, and he can learn some good stat changing attacks, which can really make a difference in battles. Also, his ability, which is Clear Body, makes it even better because you don't have to worry about, you know, getting poisoned or having to stat change himself. So his ability is what makes him great, and his power attacks with the attack that his special attacks can do. I mean, Tentacruel is great for having on your team. I don't know why many players don't use him a lot. He's probably one of the best Pokemon that I've ever used in any series, hands down. Next up on my list is Crobat. Crobat was a Pokemon that I wanted to experiment with just to see what it would be like to use a Crobat in competitive playing. And sure enough, it actually turned out very good for me. His speed is, or excuse me, her speed, I should say, because my Crobat is a female. Her speed is just absolutely fantastic. And with the speed that it has, I gave it some really good attacks, not only to complement the speed, but attacks that can also complement other Pokemon. For instance, I gave my Crobat Mean Look and Venoshock to kind of complement my Tentacruel, which is also really good. So Crobat speed is really what makes me like my Crobat a lot. And I want to say, in competitive playing, my Crobat has done some amazing work, really amazing work, and I'm really proud of this Pokemon. Next up on my list is Gengar. Now, you can probably tell from this list that I'm a huge fan of the first gen Pokemon. Gengar for me, I like Gengar. I have a love and hate relationship with Gengar. I like Gengar because I love ghost type Pokemon, but I hate the fact that he's also a poison type, which makes him susceptible to psychic moves. But Gengar does have really good stats nevertheless. His special attack is really powerful. I got his special attack up to 250, but I don't think I really trained him very well because his attack and defense is way too low, way too low, and his special defense is something where I'm really not too proud of either. But he also has good speed, and when you Mega Evolve him, his speed even goes up even higher, which makes it even better. Ability is Levitate, just standard ghost type ability. I think his attacks is really what gives him the edge. I gave him Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt to kind of give him a little bit of diversity with his attacks, but I do wish I trained my Gengar a little bit better, just a little bit better, because I think if I'd have trained him a little bit better with the right nature, he would have came out to be a force to be reckoned with. But nevertheless, he's pretty much a glass cannon. Next up we have Scizor, or Scizor, however you choose to pronounce it. And Scizor for me is pretty much another balanced Pokemon. He's another Toros for me. And I like Scizor basically because of his design, and I know he is susceptible to fire, so I know that's a bad thing for him, but for me, he's a good balanced out Pokemon. He has really good attack and really good defense, and what I like about him the most is I gave him some really good attacks that causes the opponents to flinch. So basically for Scizor, he's a force flincher, which makes it really good for competitive playing. Once you know how to force flinch an opponent with certain attacks, you can really make a difference in what you're doing in competitive playing. So Scizor for me, he's basically the force flincher. And last but certainly not least, my precious baby Aerodactyl. I'm so proud of how I competitive trained this Pokemon. I got the EVs right, and it's funny too because I almost gave up on training this Pokemon. I almost gave up, but I told myself, no, let me give it a try. What makes this Pokemon special for competitive playing is its speed and its attack and its special defense. Man, this Aerodactyl has came through for me so many times, especially when it comes to the clutch. I remember having battles where I've had an opponent almost take out all 3 of my Pokemon, and my Aerodactyl was still there, and it would just wipe out all 3 Pokemon one by one. It was amazing what this Aerodactyl can do for me. And its attacks that I gave it are extremely great. I gave it Earthquake, Stone Edge, Skydrop, and Iron Head. So I have 1 Force Flincher, Earthquake, which is an extremely powerful attack, Stone Edge, which is also extremely powerful, and Skydrop, which kind of gives it a little bit of diversity there. So Aerodactyl, man, I cannot explain to you how many times this Pokemon has come through for me, and sometimes I don't even have to Mega Evolve it. It just did amazing work for me, and I'm so proud of this Pokemon. And this one is definitely a Hall of Famer for me. It definitely goes into my personal Hall of Fame of competitive playing in Pokemon. So there you have it, everybody. That's my team right there for competitive playing. My top 6 best Pokemon that I've used in competitive playing. Now, if you do have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm not saying that this team right here is the best, because it's really not. It's a very unbalanced team. I don't even have a fire Pokemon on here. But if you do have any suggestions, please leave a comment in the video. Please let me know if there's anything I should know more about competitive playing, any suggestions of any Pokemon that you think I should use in this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace out.